Vendors. Vendor records are used with the manual checks option of Create a Check. If you set up vendor records, you can select the vendor from a drop-down list rather than typing vendor information in the manual checks window. Though not required, these records can save time and improve the accuracy of the information printed on manual checks. Vendor records are also used with the ACH electronic payment feature of Create a Check. These records indicate which vendors you want to pay electronically. Click the Vendors menu tab or select Vendors from the Edit menu. Vendors are listed in the Select Vendor box after you add them. You can add, copy, or delete vendor records. If you are using the vendor records for manual checks only, you do not need to fill in the fields found in the ACH section. If you will be paying vendors electronically, each vendor to be paid electronically must have all of the fields in the ACH section completed. Refer to the ACH video for more detail. For all vendors, enter information in the appropriate fields. Vendor ID. Enter an alphanumeric code to identify the vendor, up to 8 characters. This should be an identifier you can easily associate with the vendor. If you are utilizing the ACH feature of Create a Check and your print data contains a vendor code, that code and this ID must match exactly in order for the system to produce an electronic payment for that vendor. Vendor name and address. Include all information that you want to appear on checks. If you are utilizing the ACH feature of Create a Check and your print data does not contain a vendor code, Create a Check will try to match the vendor name and the first address line to identify vendors to be paid electronically. Phone. Enter the vendor's phone number. The phone number is not printed on checks. Email address. Enter the vendor's email address. GL number. Enter the general ledger account number for the vendor, if applicable. If you enter a GL number here, you can easily insert it in the manual checks setup when printing checks. The GL number is printed on the check stub only if specified in the document definition for the selected checking account. Memo. Enter any additional information that you want printed on the check, such as your contact at the vendor. Custom data line 1 and 2. If you had Piracle prepare a custom data group for vendor information to be printed on checks, enter the text for the custom group. Click OK or Apply to save your changes.